So at this moment, I think I'd like to invite you, our audience, if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to make, please do so. There is a microphone to my left, and you can actually go to the microphone and make your comment or question. The reason why we're asking you to go to the microphone is we're recording the event this morning. So I'd ask if you just make your way over there if you're able.
My name is Wilma Findley. I say I'm an activist from the day I was born, but I became an activist from age 3. So it's a long, and now I am 60. So I have a lot of experience in this. First, I want to thank the panelists and the moderator. Excellent. I work for the federal government. I had to fight to get here, but I said, even if you don't give me permission, I would come, because it's very important for me in my work to come to the source of information. I want to know what are the impacts on blacks in Ottawa, and I thank you. I thought I knew it all. I don't. You gave me a whole half a notebook of it. I want to go back to 2 points here. One is what the first panelist spoke about with the statement from the British Prime Minister. Madame Merkel also said it. Sarkozy in France also said it. Multiculturalism has failed. I truly believe and support that thinking. I'll tell you one thing. In our Canadian Multicultural Act, federal departments have a role, and they are supposed to give a report to it when the Multiculturalism Act is under review. You ask them for their report, and you read it. If you get a few, good luck, but still read it. So even in Canada, to a large extent, multiculturalism is a failure.
Okay, why has it failed? Why has it failed?
I think my opinion now, part of it is that we who are in the multicultural community do not challenge them and monitor it sufficient. We don't speak up. We know, and we remain silent. And so it just compounds it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The next part I want to...
If you can make it
yes,
short,
one question
short, please.
I
Thank
have.
you.
And I put to the panel. In the definition of black, how do you perceive that word black? Who do you consider as being black? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Anyone who would like to address that? Oscar?
Thank you very much for your comment on the failure of Multiculturalism Act in Canada. So I thank you. I was not alone. We have the same brain, and evidence are there. As to
what is the evidence, if you can just kind of elaborate?
As to Edwin saying why it failed, right?
Yeah, what is the evidence about that?
The evidence is that it didn't bring us nowhere. Today, if you see the situation in Canada or in Ottawa, can you give me a number of 2, 3 CEO, chief executive officer of a company here? You have them?
I think the former chief executive officer of GM Canada was black.
Yes.
And also the chief executive officer of Xerox Canada, I think right now, is black as well.
That's 2. And the third?
Oh, no, I just gave you 2.
Okay. But here we are talking about the people who has been here for a long time. As my brother here said, only 2. And you say former chief of GM, not the actual.
Because if you look at the evidence, and there's a prophet at Queen's University by the name of Will Kimlicka, who's kind of an expert in multiculturalism. And if you actually look at the statistics, if you look at the levels of political integration in this country, in immigrant communities, it's actually quite high. And if you also look, for example, at interracial marriage as well, marriages between different cultural communities, it's actually quite high in the country. So is that really true, or is that just a myth, that multiculturalism has actually failed? Are we really as ghettoized as a large community as you're suggesting?
Other panelists can add to that. For me, if I see the evidence, I am a former student of Queen's University. I was told at Queen's when I was doing my master, not long ago, that black people were allowed to study at Queen's. Is that true? Yes or no? Yes.
Not long ago?
Yes.
Okay.
I was there. Only now, not very recent, that black people were allowed to study at Queen's. And we still have a long way to go. But to go back to the lady, because she wants to know who is black. We're talking black in terms of the country of origin. All the people, like for us in ADAC, we refer to the term black, people who have African origin and Caribbean origin. Those are what we call black.
Okay. I'm going to ask Benoit and then Yami.
Yes. Only I want to add only, we have to take two perspectives. For example, I know some young black who were born here in Canada who didn't go anymore to Africa. And when, as I said, when they are working in public servant or in university, people are complimented them to say, you speak a very academic English. And I spoke yesterday with one of them, a young lady, who told me, but I am born in Hamilton, and even though my father come from Ghana, but English it is my mother tongue, you know. What does it mean? It implies that from people who have exterior, visible criteria, any people who have the skin color black, and we have also to problematize what that does mean. Do we have a skin color? But people, we see people that black from their skin color, even though people doesn't go anymore in Africa, first one. And also, inside the community, we have some this heteroclitism of culture. You know, we have some heterogeneity of cultures. People who are born in Caraïbes, or Saint Lucia, or in Ghana, or in Congo, or people who only, even though the parents come from Africa, but they were born here and they have no African links. And we have a very interesting issue of how to problematize cultural unity. Not only the epidemic criteria, which is more simple, but inside the community, what will build the homogeneity in the community. And I think it is one among the main challenges of our sound research. I think from an intellectual and scientific perspective, we have to meet. It is a process, you know. The blackness is not a given, but we have to reach it.